Then move to...
I hate this channel.
No! No!
I'm back.
We are back! We are back!
I'm back, man. And we can go ahead and jump straight into it. Let's cut to the chase, you know what I'm saying? This is the Oregon running back Mount Rushmore right here. You guys see it, right? You see the four faces and up there. And this is my opinion. That's why I feel should be on Mount Rushmore for Oregon running backs. It's my opinion though. The fourth one's blank, but we can go ahead and jump into that. But this video isn't even about Oregon's running back Mount Rushmore. This video is about this guy right here. Yes, that's Stephen Carr. USC running back, newly transferred running back to Indiana. 5-star Stephen Carr. This video is about him. Y'all probably wondering where I'm going with this video, but it's not really about Stephen Carr. It's kind of about Stephen Carr, but it's not about Stephen Carr. It's actually about this guy right here. Yes, your boy Cj Verdell. This video is about him. He's truly underrated and underappreciated. And if we go ahead and shed light on why we need to appreciate him and go ahead and give him his flowers while he's here now. Shout out to my boy Perk. I wanted to make this video. I was finna get back into YouTube. I've been going for a while, about like 2-3 months. That's another video for another time. But what made me really want to hop straight back into it, because I was on Twitter not too long ago, a few days ago, and when news broke that Stephen Carr was transferring, a lot of Oregon fans, and for the ones that do watch my videos and go see this link and watch it, it's all love. But I just wanted to put this on wax and talk about it. They said that Stephen Carr should come to Oregon and be RB1 pretty much in a sense. And me being me is like, yo, I played the position, it is what it is, but that wouldn't make sense at all. And this video is going to tell you strictly why that wouldn't make sense at all. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, as y'all hear me in the background, but y'all see that this picture is up, we're going to compare and contrast Verdell, Carr, and as you guys see it right here. Go ahead and take a second. You see their height and weight. You see both of them class 2017. You see that Verdell is a 3-star. You see that Carr is a 5-star. Now look at the stats. You see? But I don't want to be an analytic guy. I hate being an analytic guy. You got to actually watch and know the position, see the position. And most time when people talk about players that play on a high level, they sound kind of silly talking about it just because certain stuff they do say shows that they never played on a high level. And know what I'm saying? No disrespect to that. But me, I hate being an analytic guy, and it's more so what the video is about, truly. So, you ask, Verdell coming out of his school, both being from California. Verdell was a 3-star. Carr was the 5-star, the number 3 running back in the country. You'll think, yeah, maybe I'll see why some Oregon fans are like, yeah, we need to get Carr. Let's go ahead and debunk all the opinions and all the tweets that was added at me. What people saying this, people saying that. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First one's first. Verdell stays hurt. Okay, give me that, he does. But if you look at the stats, his first year, he rushed for 1,000 yards. Okay. Second year, he rushed for 1,000 yards. This past year, COVID, he hurt again. Yeah. Barely played. Short year. Oregon started late. Can you blame him? No. Not at all. Carr on the other end. I'm not a USC fan. I watch football as a whole, but when it's going to depth, I don't know a lot. I know guys coming out of high school that go to places, but going in depth, what I was told from USC fans that Carr stayed hurt. Sounds familiar. Verdell stayed hurt, but yet Verdell managed to rush for 1,000 yards. And as a running back, you rush over 1,000 yards, no matter what the case may be, you did your part. You got 1,000 yards. Any running back knows this. They want 1,000 yards no matter what the case is. Correct? Okay, stay with me. So, Verdell pretty much got in 2018, as we know. He got recruited under Helfrich. He played under Taggart. And these last few years, he's been playing under Cristobal. So not just to mention that, I'm going to bring that up later when we get into the Mount Rushmore running backs. But stay with me here. I checked out the stats with USC. And a 3-star running back ended up getting the starting nod over 5-star Stephen Carr, who stayed riddled with injuries just like Verdell. But the case is, I don't want to butcher the name, Akai Cedric Ware. In the case of Cedric Ware was a 3-star from Cedar Hill, Texas. Got to start nod over a prolific running back who's the third best running back in his class across the country. So that takes me back to the Oregon fans want Steve Carr to come over because he's a 5-star. Or what may the case be? In 2018, Carr was the third leading back and third in attempts at running back. You had Ware, then you had Malapia. Excuse me. And we're not even going to talk about Ronald Jones, the starting running back for the Buccaneers, so it's obvious why he didn't start. 2019, Carr had 72 carries, 396 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cool. Ware, on the other behalf, had 35 more carries with 105 carries, 503 yards, 6 touchdowns. Once again, like USC fans said, it was a lot of injuries. Okay. So let's go to next year, COVID year. Okay, short year, whole Pac-12 starts super late. It's understandable. This time it's 50-50 split between Ware and Carr. Ware has 54 carries, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns. Carr has 46 carries, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The low was 50-50 if you ask me. He had 8 more carries, 50 more yards. Okay, cool. To debunk that first thing we talked about Verdell stayed being hurt. Oregon fans don't like the fact that Verdell stayed hurt. But Carr stayed hurt. Carr probably didn't get the amount of reps he wanted, but yet, even though he was a 5-star, a 3-star still was beating him out, or that 3-star was still healthy. I don't know the full extent to all that, but yeah, he was a 3-star. This is a prolific running back coming out of high school. But hey, so let's go ahead and move on to the other one. Next tweet that I got was Verdell is force-fed. He gets the ball too many times. He gets the ball like 80 times a game. But once again, we're going to bring the stats up. Where do you see him being force-fed at all? Where? You don't see it. He's never been force-fed at all. So it's like, wow, I'm still thinking like, wow. It's Oregon fans who really don't like Cj Verdell. And I sit to myself and think like, wow, it's fans that really don't like Cj Verdell at all. Why? Why? But we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get to it. Ultimately, I know what it is. I know what it is. And we're finna roll this clip. This is why Cj Verdell is undervalued, underappreciated. And some guys just flat out don't like him as running back. And it's off with his head. For some. Not all, but for some. Roll this clip. That's probably why. That would probably be the only thing I can actually think. Or like people is really mad at Cj Verdell, like really, really mad. But who can you like? He did fumble it, but the call was absurd if you ask me. But is that really why? Really? But moving along, as a whole, Carr is not better than Cj Verdell. Statistically, he's not better. Statistically, he's not even better than Travis Dye. And we all know that he's at Indiana. I wish him well. I do. As running back, I really wish him well, you know what I'm saying? But this was more so of him versus him. And I mean Carr versus Verdell, and fans really saying that Carr should come and be RB1. Not only to think our running backs are injured. Dollar's down right now. Benson's down right now. McGee still ain't get here yet. Cardwell still ain't get on campus yet. So as fans on social media, you will think, what do you think Chris Ball and coaches will exhaust all the options before just going to get a 4-year back that's really haven't proven himself? Just think about that. And to think, Verdell have been through 3 different coaches, 3 different head coaches, even if he has been injured. You still got Travis Dye, his sidekick. You still got 2 other backs that's injured that can come back from that. You still got 2 other younger backs that's coming in. And if all that fails, all running backs get hurt. You got a crowded receiver room, crowded tight end room. Go air raid, go pass heavy. But to say we need a op running back who didn't even prove himself at a school that we're pretty much rivals against, come on. Come on, let's be real. But now, we finna go ahead and jump into Oregon running back Mount Rushmore. And let's see what Cj Verdell compare against some guys that I believe will be on Oregon Mount Rushmore. And I didn't go too deep into history with Oregon history because I'm not that old. I can't sit here and say I've been a fan for 20, 30 years. I'm still in my 20s. So let's get this understood. You guys seen the Mount Rushmore. You guys seen the picture at the very beginning. You see who's on there. You got Jonathan Stewart, LaMichael James, Royce Freeman, and who's the 4th? Would I say Verdell is 4th? I'm not saying all that, but the 4th haven't been implemented yet, honestly. 3 have though. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And let's talk numbers. So Jonathan Stewart had an amazing career at Oregon. And went on first round 13th pick to the Carolina Panthers. He balled out. And let's not forget, in 2007, Jonathan Stewart had the 5th most rushing yards behind Kevin Smith, Matt Forte, Ray Rice, and Derek McFadden. All went on to have great careers besides Smith and Ray Rice, of course. He's even fatter, but all of them was NFL running backs. Let's be real. Great running back. Probably, I wouldn't say he's the best, but the next guy probably is the best running back that comes to Oregon, but just hold on. Stay with me. We're talking a lot of numbers. But let's go ahead and jump into sidekick. So every running back, really, that be RB1, they be having their RB2 and their RB1, their RB1A, RB1B. Yeah, that's a lot of RB. They sidekick. Let's just leave it at that. That's why I say sidekick. But if you don't know who this guy is, right there, it's Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah Johnson, over the span of being Jonathan Stewart's sidekick, pretty much, Batman and Robin, Jeremiah Johnson racked up 349 attempts, 2,336 yards, and 30 touchdowns. He went undrafted. That's great. To ball out how Jonathan Stewart did, have a great NFL career, his sidekick balled out as well too. So they complement each other. There was 1-2 punch. But stay with me. Will I say Verdell is better than Jonathan Stewart? Was his impact bigger at Oregon? Nah, he's not. But is Verdell a bad back? Not at all. Not at all. Jonathan Stewart was coached under Bellotti. I can't say I'm a historian. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I was in high school around this time. I fell in love with Oregon around the time Dennis Dixon was going crazy in that spread. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who's not from Oregon fell in love with Oregon around that time. Truly. But stay with me. Like I said, I ain't too big with analytics. But second up on the Oregon's Mount Rushmore. No other than this guy that went 2nd round, 61st pick to the San Francisco 49ers. LaMichael James, coached under Chip Kelly. And right off bat, this man went bonkers. 2009, 13 games, 230 attempts, 1,546 yards, averaging 6.7 a touch, 14 touchdowns. 2010 national championship game, we lost. He had a bad game. It is what it is. He went crazy still that whole season. 12 games, 294 attempts, 1,731 yards, averaging 5.9 a touch, 21 touchdowns. Went crazy. Not only that, he was #1 rushing back in the country. 2011, to end his campaign at Oregon, 12 games, 247 attempts, 1,805 yards, 7.3 average, 18 touchdowns. He averaged 7.3 a carry. That is insane. Last guy to do that I can think of off back is Dalvin Cook. So that means it's 10 yards to get a first down, correct? He was shy of 3 yards, barely 2 yards every touch. That's crazy. And not to mention, like, bro, this man is 21 all-time rush list in NCAA, period. Let's go ahead and jump into who his sidekick was. And this guy right here went stupid against USC. None other than your boy, Kenjon Barner. At the time, at being an Oregon, being LaMichael James' sidekick. And when I say sidekick, I ain't trying to mean no harms like Batman and Robin. But we all know who was RB1. We know who RB2 was. Your boy Kenjon Barner racked up 582 attempts, 3,023 yards, a 6.2 career average on each touch, 41 touchdowns. Those numbers are great when you're RB2. Those numbers are great. Not to mention, in 2009, Kenjon Barner, freshman year, he had 41 returns, 1,020 yards, 1 touchdown at kick return. So he had 1,000 yards at kick return running the rock, man. That's insane. Not only that, he went 6th round, 182 pick. Was it his size? I don't know. But when we compare LaMichael James to Verdell, I'm sorry, LaMichael James is the best running back. But moving right along, I still love Verdell. He's my guy. Would I put him 4th on the Mount Rushmore? I don't know. But let's go ahead and stick with it. Next up, poached under Mark Helfrich. Your boy, Royce Freeman. Royce. 3rd round, 71st pick to the Denver Broncos. And this is around the time Helfrich, everybody was like, oh, we got Helfrich, kind of like him, kind of don't. Ball management and the game management, yeah. Recruiting was a little down. I mean, we were trying to figure ourselves out. We had ugly jerseys at the time and blah, blah. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk stats. Right off the bat, your boy Royce tore it up on the field. 2014, played 15 games, 252 attempts, 1,365 yards, averaging 5.4 carry, 18 touchdowns. Killed it. True freshman. 2015, he ripped it up as well. 13 games, 283 attempts, 1,836 yards, averaging 6.5 a carry, 17 touchdowns. Killed it. 2016, missed a few games, 11 games, 168 attempts, 945 yards, 5.6 average, 9 touchdowns. 2017, his last year campaign, true senior. 2017, 12 games, 244 attempts, 1,475 yards, 6.0 average, 16 touchdowns. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. Not only that, 2015, he was number 4 in rushing in the country. And to think, LaMichael James is number 21 on the all-time rushing list in yards. Your boy Royce Freeman is number 8 all-time rushing yards. Do that mean he's better than LaMichael James? No, it don't. He played longer, played 1 more year. LaMichael James left off his 3rd year. Just imagine if LaMichael James stayed 1 more year. Imagine Darren Thomas stayed 1 more year. But we ain't gonna talk about all that. We're not going to talk about that. But not to mention, LaMichael James' sidekicks. I really get into the stats, but around this time and era with Helfrich, Oregon was on like a downward slope. Royce Freeman's sidekicks was Byron Marshall, running back / receiver, did his thing. Taj Griffin, Tony Brooke James. All 3 great running backs. Taj Griffin ended up going to a D2, D1 AA, disappearing. He was great. He was underused. I agree. Tony Brooke James was with the Falcons, with the Vikings for a little bit, went undrafted, still doing his thing in NFL at one point. Byron Marshall, I don't remember. But to say is Royce Freeman better than Cj Verdell and deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore before Cj Verdell? Yeah. But now, to end this video off, we're going to talk about this man here. Cj Verdell. Once again, like I said, you have Cj Verdell. He committed in 2016 under Helfrich. Once he get to campus, enrolled, he plays 1 year under Taggart. Taggart stays 1 year, go to his dream school, eventually being fired after 1 year. Played 2018 to now under Cristobal. So he went through coaching changes. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing with this video is let's appreciate this man for what it's worth. Whether he been hurt a few times, he still produced. No matter what the case is, no matter how much he been hurt, he fumbled as a youngin'. The play shouldn't have been called, honestly. But this is where I really highlight things and put things in perspective. His sidekick, Travis Dye. A lot of people don't like Travis Dye, all because he don't wear long socks, he don't get taped up, and he don't wear gloves. Some people don't like that he don't wear gloves. Do he have a fumbling problem? He be fumbling. But it's just, that's not, it's a bigger picture to it. I done talked to y'all about sidekicks, and this is his sidekick. Travis Dye, 2018, played 13 games, same amount as Cj Verdell, had 140 attempts, 739 yards, 5.3 average, 4 touchdowns. That is great numbers. That year, Cj Verdell had 60 more carries. Is that a big difference? Nah, that's not really a big difference. Yet CJ still got 1,000 yards. He got what he's supposed to. In the sense where the running back rotation was 60-40. Moving on to 2019. Travis Dye played 14 games, 106 attempts, 658 yards, 6.2 average, no touchdowns. Now, once again, it's 55-45 in running back ratio, with CJ only having 30 more carries than Dye. Yet CJ still got 1,000 yards as running back on the D1 level. That's awesome. 2020, CJ's hurt. This is Dye time to shine. 7 games, 64 attempts, 443 yards, 6.9 average, 1 touchdown. So to sit here and say we need another running back on the caliber of Carr, statistically, of what he's done, mind you, this ain't no Iowa State running back who killed us in the bowl game, or a guy who's prolific that's finna go to the league. We talking about a guy who's been there as long as CJ, that had the same type of injuries, and yet we sit here and talk about we are force feeding Cj Verdell, which that's a lie. Whether we're injury prone or not, why would we get another injury prone running back? Yet McGee didn't even get on campus yet. Carr didn't get on campus yet. Dollar's hurt. Betson's hurt. So for me, to you guys, to all my other Oregon fans, I love y'all. I truly do. But sometimes y'all be saying some wild stuff. And I'm here to make a video. And I ain't trying to bash nobody, but come on, man. Cj Verdell's RB1. He is. Y'all got to deal with it till he's gone. And if we sit here talking about running backs that went back-to-back in 1,000 yards seasons, he's the only one that went through 3 coaches. He damn near did it in 3 years with 3 different head coaches. All them other guys that's on the Mount Rushmore for running backs all was under 1 coach. And we sit here and bash them? Come on, man. That's hard to do. It's hard to rush for 1,000 yards at D1 at a high level like that. It is, man. So I like to tell you I'm back with Oregon videos. Y'all check out me and Coach White videos as well too, where we talk Oregon Duck. We keep it unbiased and talk a lot. But y'all stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna jump into KT5 and my boy Twan. He about to win the Heisman. We're gonna do a rap video on my boy, and we're gonna highlight some things that need to be talked about. So y'all stay with it. I'm Lackavelli. I'm out. Yo.